It is 11:05 a.m. Eastern Time. We still have a few folks joining us, but I think it is time to officially kick off the final webcast of 2023. Can you believe it? The year is already over, and we are so grateful to you here at the World Federation of Youth Clubs for joining us at this final webcast. We have some special guest speakers today, and this session is all about you and the youth who you serve and all who you will continue to serve in 2024. Before we get started, I'm going to take just a moment to share a couple of housekeeping items. So first, the session is being recorded, just to make everyone aware. And a link to the highlights from this session will be emailed to you so that you can share that with your club and organization. And we certainly hope that you will. Live Spanish interpretation is available today. If you do have any questions or concerns about accessing audio interpretation, please send a message to Tony or any WFYC staff member who can help. This is a Zoom meeting. It's not a Zoom webinar. So normally when you come to a WFYC webcast, you have not been able to see each other. And you might notice that that looks different this time. That's because you're in a Zoom meeting. So I have to ask you, if you are not the current speaker, please mute your audio so that we can clearly hear the person who is speaking. And we do hope that you will come off mute and share a story or a celebration. And to do so, you can raise your hand or enter a comment into the chat to indicate that you have a story to share. If you have any questions, again, please don't hesitate to reach out to me or to Tony or another member of the WFYC team anytime during this session today. And before we officially get started, I hope that you'll take just a moment to introduce yourself in the Zoom meeting chat. Tell us your name, the club that you are with, and where in the world you're joining us from today. And of course, I've forgotten to introduce myself again, but I'm Abby LeMay, the Vice President of Impact at World Federation of Youth Clubs, and I'm here in Orlando, Florida, and looking forward to handing over the webcast to Kirk Dominic, WFYC's CEO.
Thank you, Abby, and good day to everybody. Thank you again for joining us. We're so excited that you're here with us for this second annual celebration of you. I have to tell you that we, as the WFYC staff, and I know I speak on behalf of the board as well, we are continually inspired by the work that you are doing on the ground, the work that you're doing with young people around the world to drive positive impact and change. And when you are in that world and you are busy, as we all know you are, we all know that it is all too often too easy to not stop and celebrate the successes and the accomplishments, but rather to keep pushing forward. And we know you do that every day, but we wanted to set up this webcast or webinar to talk about you and celebrate you and give you the opportunity to share your stories and your accomplishments and your highlights from the year. And so that's what this webcast is all about. To add to the excitement, we have a special guest host, a special guest moderator, who I'd like to take just a moment and introduce to you. Ambassador John Feeley. And John currently serves as the Executive Director for the Center for Media Integrity of the Americas. That's a nonprofit organization that is focused on high-quality journalism and public media in the Western Hemisphere. Before this assignment, John served 28 years with the U.S. Department of State and had a number of very high-level, exciting positions. He was the ambassador to Panama. He was the deputy chief of mission in charge of the affairs in Mexico City. He worked with a number of Secretary of States, including the late Colin Powell and Condoleezza Rice. If you don't know, both of whom are avid youth club supporters and advocates. And what I think is really cool about Ambassador Feeley's background is he's also a former Marine and a helicopter pilot, which I just think is awesome. So John joined the World Federation of Youth Clubs Council, I think earlier this year. And the council is a group of trusted individuals around the world who provide strategic guidance to us, who help build awareness for us, and who help foster partnerships and alliances to the benefit of WFYC and you, our affiliate clubs. So we are thrilled to have Ambassador Feeley here today. He has been an incredibly active member of our council working on your behalf. I could spend the entire session telling you the things he's doing on your behalf, but instead I'll turn it over to him and let him moderate today's session. John?
Thanks so very much, Kirk. You know, the problem with a Kirk Dominic introduction is you never live up to it. So I guarantee you I'm going to disappoint, but we'll give it our best shot. I am coming to you all today from San Juan de Puerto Rico. San Juan, little island in the Caribbean, territory of the United States. It is also the home, coincidentally, of Yeshua Gonzalez, the Youth of the Year for the World Federation of Youth Clubs. It's a great place, and I'm a privileged individual to be able to be down here. I usually spend the winters down here. You know, but like a lot of places where you have an urban area meeting beautiful weather and beach, you also see a lot of homelessness. And I do a walk around here most days in the morning, and a lot of times, you know, you can't fix everything. You can't heal everybody. So, you know, like one of my personal heroes, Mother Teresa, used to say, you just take care of the one right in front of you. Periodically, I will just go up to somebody and say, hey, have you eaten recently? And we'll go and we'll get an empanada, or we get some, you know, a fruit, you know, some fruit or something like that. And on occasion, some of these individuals will talk. And I always want to know, I'm always interested in the origin story. How'd you end up on the streets? How'd you end up unhoused? And invariably, I mean, a lot of times, you know what you're going to get. You get a lot of substance abuse. You get a lot of really sad stories. But invariably, at the root of it, where it came off the rails for these folks, is the lack of concerned adults in their lives. Tragedy, orphans, parents missing, parents who were migrants and had to leave home. But when you don't have concerned adults in the lives of children, many times the results are tragic. Happily, I am in the presence of heroes, all of you. You are those concerned adults in the lives of children in your communities. And as Kirk and Abby said earlier, to me, this is a reason for celebration. This is a reason for us all to take a look at what you have done in your affiliate clubs over the last year, 2023, to recommit together to a sense of community, to continue to be that presence of a concerned, loving, generous adult in the lives of children, and especially to those in the global South. You don't have to be a diplomat like me to know that the future of the world's population is in the global South. I'm talking about Africa, I'm talking about Latin America, place where I spent most of my career, and it's you people who are shaping that future. So once again, I know I'm in the presence of heroes, even though you're just little boxes on a screen, but you're inspiring me right now. So with that, let me go ahead and turn this over to Andy Hamill. I believe Andy is from the National Association of Boys and Girls Clubs of the United Kingdom, and we have a recorded message from Andy. So let's go ahead, Tony and Abby, and let's put that up.
Hello everyone, I'm Andy Hamill from the National Association of Boys and Girls Clubs over here in the UK, and I'm really pleased to share a couple of highlights from our year, from our 2023. At the beginning of May, a number of us were really pleased to head over to Orlando and take part in the Leadership Summit organised by the World Federation of Youth Clubs. It was really great to finally meet the whole team from the World Federation of Youth Clubs, and really good to meet so many of you as well. We had a great time of workshops organised by the World Federation, and as I say, we were just really pleased to meet so many great people. Over here in the UK, we had a new monarch crowned. So Prince Charles became King Charles, And as part of those weekend celebrations, a number of our young people were fortunate enough to head down to Downing Street, where they met our Prime Minister and enjoyed a garden party as part of the coronation celebration. What else has happened in 2023? Well, in October, we had our national conference, so we were really pleased to welcome around about 100 people from across our network to Lincolnshire, where we had an afternoon of workshops and training and keynote speakers. And then in the evening, we had our awards celebrations. So a number of leaders and young people received awards for various things. We're really pleased and really appreciate the support that we had from the World Federation of Youth Clubs for that event. And we were really pleased to welcome Kirk Dominic over, who took part in the conference as well. He was one of our keynote speakers, and he also did a training workshop in the afternoon. And more recently, we've just completed our National Amateur Boxing Championship. So that came to a conclusion in November. We had around about 17 or 1,800 young people from across the clubs in our network taking part in our championships. And yeah, at the end of November, around about 70 bouts of boxing took place in a little town called Bridlington. And the champions for 2023 were crowned. So that was a great event. Alongside that, we've had a whole load of other stuff taking place. So football tournaments, table tennis championships, adventure weekends, cross-country championships, all sorts of things taking place. It's been a very busy year, a very eventful year with lots of highlights. And I hope it's been the same for you. And we're looking forward to doing more in 2024. So thanks for the opportunity to share these highlights. Look forward to hearing some of your highlights as well. Bye for now.
Well, Andy, that's just marvelous. As all of you can hear, Andy's from the north of England. He's got all kinds of wonderful accents. I always think that people sound a lot more interesting when you've got an accent in English, you know, and like most of us who are in the United States, we don't really have anything that's regional. So I think what I'm going to do today is, as all of you speak, I'm going to try to imitate your accent. How about that? And I can see everybody's going, no, don't do that. Don't do that at all. That's a bad idea, John. All right, I won't do that. But what I do want to do is I do want to invite all of you mission advancement team advisors, everybody from the affiliates, to share your story. So I'm looking at the screen. If you go down the bottom, most of us know how to use Zoom, but some of us with gray hair are slower than others. There's a raise hand function. So let me see if who's going to be the brave individual to go down, use the raise hand function, and maybe risk me trying to imitate your accent after you're done. Let's see if we get anybody. And you know, of course, that if nobody raises their hand, I'm going to call on somebody. So you can also sit in fear that you're going to be like that kid in the class in the first row. So I'm looking at my screen and I see no raised hands, which is not terribly unlikely. Ah, there we go. Grant Pointer. Now, before we begin, wait, Grant, before you, I'm going to go instead of Grant because I was going to get to you later. But we've got Derek. Derek, where are you from? Go ahead and unmute. Go ahead and unmute. You got to hit the mute button. And if you go down the bottom, there we go. Great. Derek, where are you coming to us from?
Rwanda. Kigali.
Rwanda. Marvelous. Tell us about your year.
You say? I can't get you. Okay. I beg your pardon, you said?
No, you're in good. We hear you just fine. Go ahead and tell us about your year in Rwanda.
It has been good. A lot of challenges, but of course, these are part of life. You're supposed to learn from them. So I work with Youth Challenge Africa Rwanda. We've been into this move for now 4 years. We started with Glenn, then to Tim, and now we're with Mike. there has always been something to learn each year that passes by, but this has been quite a good and interesting one, both here in Rwanda, where our site is based outside Rwanda. So we've had a few activities here and there. We've engaged with many youth, and we are happy to say that now we are approaching to 1,000. We've added 500 to the 1,000 kids that we are working with within our community. And
you reach over 1,000 kids, Derek.
Yes,
that's phenomenal.
Outside the community, outside Kigali, because our offices are based in upcountry, in outside Kigali. So we've reached up to 1,000 for the last 3 years. It is this year that we added 500 to those kids that we are working with. So we're setting up offices, we're reaching out to people. I've had several conversations with Mike, with Tim, with Glenn, on how to work with this young generation. And there is joy there. There is joy in serving this generation, listening out. And to a country like Rwanda, that is, the history of the 1994 genocide against Tutsi, the kids that have been enlocked with trauma, but YCA is stepping up, and it's very unfortunate that we are not on the Promise Awards, because we had to beat here and there, but with God's grace, next year we'll be on the map to win one of the awards from the Promise Awards. We're looking forward to that. And of course, I would love to appreciate World Federation. We really do voice up, when we speak about World Federation in Rwanda. Many offices are very fast at listening to us. So we're happy to be an affiliate with World Federation of Youth Club. And so we have an event that is coming up on the 23rd. That is our food drive. And this will be World Youth Challenge Africa's first celebration with the community as we jubilate with the kids. We hope to share the video when the time comes.
I can't wait. I can't wait, Derek. I got to tell you, man, with God's grace and the absolute support of the World Federation of Youth Clubs, I know that you are going to have an amazing 2024, especially out of Rwanda, especially where, as you mentioned, you've got such a traumatic history. I think what you do and your colleagues do in the affiliate is the absolute proof that where caring adults of goodwill come together, anything, even the worst trauma, can be overcome. Well done, Derek. Well done to you and all your colleagues in Rwanda. Really proud of you, buddy. All right, who else we got? I know that's going to be a tough act to follow, but don't be shy. Step right up. Who else have we got who might want to say something? I know we had Glenn, and has he disappeared and gone to get something to eat, or is he back? Is he somewhere around?
I'm here.
There we go. Glenn, why don't you step on up? Give us a quick run view of the year.
Yeah, I'm going to give you a couple of quick stories about some organizations maybe that didn't send in a video or can't be live today. It's, looking at success stories like Albania and Hungary. In Albania, they moved to new headquarters, got new offices. They're outreaching to many more kids. They won the championship in their STEM programs in the Lego contest. And they've got a leadership pipeline now in place, thanks to Flavia and her team there. And something similar in Hungary. They've been so successful for so many years. And Moni there has just done a great job. And now she has a leadership pipeline in place. So we always worry about what's going to happen if somebody moves on. But she set all that in place. They continue to explore growth opportunities. They're now in 7 or 8 schools, just doing a wonderful job with that. Look at some newcomers over the last couple of years. There's 2 organizations in Jamaica. There's actually 3, but I want to highlight 2 of these. St. Catherine Youth Police Club there and Manchester Youth Police Club there. They have both done extensive outreach programs, community service for the elderly and others in the community, taken some really great teen excursions. So they're well on their way to just even more. And stateside, we have Skagit County in the state of Washington, who's both an affiliate and also a sister club. And they've just finished up another 5-year plan to get them moving forward. They've got growth opportunities where they are, but They are also a sister club to Los Cabos in Mexico and have done an employee giving campaign, of which many of those dollars are going to the Los Cabos Club to cement their partnership with them. So they've done a great job. These groups are all very intense in terms of the work they want to do for young people. Very energizing to me. And as Derek mentioned, sometimes they work with multiple mission advancement team members like Tim and Mike and myself and Kirk and others. And so we're all pitching in to help them. But these are what inspire us to keep going, John.
That's fantastic, Glenn. It strikes me as you sort of run through the United Nations of countries that are checking in, that one of the things about the World Federation of Youth Clubs that truly is amazing is how small the world becomes when you belong to an organization like this. When I was a kid growing up, when a lot of us with the grayer hair on these screens were growing up, we didn't even hear any of these countries. We didn't even know where they were. And today, think about it. Ghana, we got Rosemary on from Ghana. We have, who else is, Isaac has also come in, or Isaac has come in from Ghana. We have Rwanda. These are places that when I was a kid growing up in New York City, I'd never heard of them. I didn't know what they were. I didn't feel a connection to them. And through World Federation of Youth Clubs, there is a connection, and there is support, and there is community. And I think it's just marvelous. Now, if I'm not mistaken, unless there was somebody else, Grant, did you want to pop in here a little bit earlier, or was I imagining that and just putting you on the spot?
Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Grant Poyner, and I'm waiting for John to take off my accent a little bit later. I'm from the Boys and Girls Clubs of Wales, so Wales in the UK. But today I'm actually sitting in the World Federation of Youth Clubs headquarters, because myself and a colleague or one of our kind of board members, Carl, we're in Orlando. Looking at best practice, looking at some of the incredible Boys and Girls Clubs in Florida. So, but I wanted to give you a little bit of highlights of our year. Really, we've been quite blessed that the Welsh government really recognise international relationships and trying to get young people from Wales to see the world and go wider. But they also recognise that we can't just be a nation that sends young people to other countries. We need to welcome people as well. So there's this incredible funding in Wales called TAIF, which means it's the Welsh word for journey. And it provides opportunities for young people to explore the world, but also for organisations to grow and to develop. And that is the reason why I am where I am at the moment. So over the last year, we've had our rugby players go to the Netherlands or go to Holland to play rugby. Myself and 7 colleagues came to the World Federation Leadership Summit and the USA Boys and Girls Clubs of America conference back in May. And I was blown away by the workshops and in particular Ed Mistral, and I think I'd read his book by the time I got off the plane, on the way home. So again, I recommend that people kind of have a look at that book, because there's so many tips and advice for setting your strategy there. In August, our youth exchange went to Germany. So our kind of young people went there and worked with other young people there. We've been to Spain in September with our football. 2 of our staff, a staff and a trustee, went to Canada to look at linking up with a rugby competition there in the future. But they also got to meet up with Boys and Girls Clubs of Canada there. We've had our youth forum go to Paris. And as well as that, we've been able to welcome a lot of the World Federation of Youth Clubs members over to our lodge, our small residential centre in Wales. So it's been great to kind of meet with Club de Ninas de Mexico, the Sports and Leadership Academy, who I know are on the call today, Boys and Girls Clubs of South Africa, who are on the call. And we were hoping to see Derek, but unfortunately a few issues with the visa, then we couldn't welcome their group over. We also have linked up with Boys and Girls Clubs of Yellowstone. I'm not too sure if they're members, but we met them at the Boys and Girls Clubs of America conference. whilst currently the guys that someone mentioned from Washington State there in Skagit County, I think they're probably on the plane as we speak, coming over to meet with the Boys and Girls Clubs staff. So the key thing of all the leaders' visits is about how we develop, how we improve what we do as an organization. And it's been a great, myself and Carl have been here in Orlando, and this week we go into to visit some clubs in Orlando today, but we've been up to Northeast Florida and met with Paul Martinez up there and in Jacksonville. And we were kind of blown away with the clubs, what they do, the program, the educational aspect of what they do, but also how they're always looking to improve. They're always looking to impact more young people and to grow. And I think, and yesterday we went to the Boys and Girls Clubs of Sarasota, and again, an amazing organization that we've learned from. And I know we're some bit behind these guys, in terms of our development, but they all said they started somewhere and they had this ambition to improve and to grow. And so that's where we are. And, I'd like to say a massive thank you to Kirk and his team for organizing these visits this week. So, my head's about to explode with all these new things that we've learned. So I'll leave that there, John. But I look forward to you taking on the Welsh accent. So over to you.
Oh, well, Grant, the thing about watching a Welshman's head explode, I don't know if I can really do that because it's a bit of a messy thing. But what I want to know, you've been traveling all year and Welshmen have been all over the world. And I was very happy to hear that you welcomed the Club de Niñas and Niñas. Para los que hablan español, obviamente, esos son los clubes de niños y niñas. But when you put it into Welsh, well, you get it out a little bit different. And it's the Niñas of Mexico that came there. And I'm just glad there were a couple of Welshmen home that they were able to entertain them in your club there. It's a marvelous thing. And I'm fear that I'm getting a little bit too into Paddy here. So before I go too Irish on everybody, that's a hard accent. Something, though, that I got to tell you about, Grant. You communicate what I think is a core transversal quality of everybody who is involved in World Federation of Youth Clubs, Boys and Girls Clubs, and that is enthusiasm. And I got to thank you for that. I know it's fun being over in Orlando, but I also know you're working hard, getting up into, northern Florida. We call that the Redneck Riviera in the United States, and it's a different kind of place than down in southern Florida, but it's still a place where boys and girls need caring, concerned adults. So I hope that you learned a lot while you were over here. I know you're going to bring it back. I know you're not as far behind the eight ball as you think you are, but I know also that with your kind of enthusiasm and dedication that is so contagious, Grant, you guys are going to make great strides in 2024, and I look forward to following them. All right. So with that, let's see if we got anybody else. I think we got a couple more minutes here of what we used to call when I was a kid, the all skate, the free skate period. This is where everybody gets to do improv. And remember, I do reserve the right as a former ambassador to call on anybody I like. So if I see you hiding, meaning I don't see your face, you're up there, but I know you're on the screen, I might just call you. I'm just saying, Jill or Rebecca or Peter, you guys are all hiding. We got Frankie. I saw that hand go up. Was that right?
Yes. Sorry, I keep out.
Go ahead, Frankie.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you guys so much for putting this whole production, this whole process together. And first of all, I just want to acknowledge the work the World Federation of Youth Club has done and continue to do, not just for Sports and Leadership Academy, but for other organizations around the world. My name is Frankie Meerman. Gabe and I, he's on this call, Gabriel Cromai and I are founders of Sports and Leadership Academy, both here in Minnesota, Minneapolis, Minnesota, and Monrovia, Liberia. We started the organization back in 2020, April of 2020, just to give back to our community. And just being part of this whole process has been a tremendous blessing. And I want to acknowledge Glenn. Glenn has been an intricate part of this whole process. From the day we connected with him about a year and a half ago to this point, he's just been on the grind. His diligence, his attention to details and connecting us to different organizations and resources has been, it's been a blessing. So I just want to throw that out there before I go into the highlight of the year. Thank you so much, Glenn, and the World Federation of Youth Clubs. To get started, where should I start? This year has been such a blessing. It's such a blessing from beginning to end. From our first interaction with you guys in Orlando at the Leadership Summit, interacting with all the Boys and Girls Clubs, it was mind-blowing, just to see the level of impact each and every organization. And to be honest, I didn't even know the Boys and Girls Club, they were that big. I did not know that they were a global organization, because when you grow up in a community, you're just secluded to what you see in your environment. You're not exposed to a lot of things, so that was a major highlight. And through that process, we're able to connect with various organizations. And like Grant pointed out earlier, we were fortunate to be one of the organizations that had the opportunity to go to Wales and to connect with the other organizations that came on the trip as well. And it was such a tremendous experience, just being able to have the intimate setting, right? To be able to glean and learn from each and every organization that was there, the way they structured their youth organization, being a younger organization as we are, having the opportunity just to learn from them, it was a tremendous blessing. The next aspect I would want to touch on is our 5K mental health this year. So we have a 5K mental health awareness each and every year with our city here in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And this year was our second year doing the 5K mental health awareness run. And the response that we got through that process was tremendous. We were told like it was the best event that they've had in years. The response was tremendous. So just being part of that whole process made the highlight of our year, one of the highlights of our year, excuse me. And another thing that I want to touch on that you guys may or may not know of or have heard of is one of our students in our program back in Liberia named Abiola, who migrated to the States in February. Abiola, let me give a little backstory to Abiola. So I personally met Abiola. So we started our basketball program in Liberia in 2021 during the pandemic when everything was shut down here. We started our first program there. And we had 34 kids in our program in Liberia. And he was one of the kids in our program. And I had the opportunity to travel down there in 2022, and he was one of the first kids that I met. And his energy was so contagious. He's one of those kids when you meet, you just know, like, this kid is destined for greatness, right? So fast forward to February of this year, he got the opportunity to migrate here to the United States. And right when he got to the United States, our team, gathered around him and his family. We helped him through the process of him getting registered for high school because it's an extensive process. We're able to take over some aspect of it from his parents. Long story short, we're able to get him registered. He played 2 basketball games for his high school as a senior, transitioned to track, ended up getting a track scholarship to the University of Wisconsin, River Falls. And that whole process just culminated hope, right? Hope for his peers back home in Liberia. And now everybody's looking up to him as a pathway to be able to achieve their goals and dreams. So,
what an amazing story, Frankie. What an amazing story. And, as I'm sure a lot of our participants know, Liberia was originally founded by American slaves who returned. And now we have immigration from Liberia to the United States. It's that cross-Atlantic connection with everybody respecting everybody else as an individual, as a human, as a brother or a sister. I might jump in here, Frankie, if you don't mind, only because I know that we've got a video and it's a very special one. And so I'd like to move on to that if that's cool with you. This comes to us from Uganda, and this is the Petros Zoe Initiative. And if we could put that video up, I know you folks are going to be blown away by this.
Hello World Federation of Youth Clubs 2023. I am so glad and honored to be speaking to you today. My name is Hannah and I am the director of Petros Zoe Initiative here in Uganda, Africa. Yes, I am here to just give you a few highlights of what God has been doing in Uganda through Petros Zoe Initiative. What a year it has been. It has been a very good year. God has been faithful. He has indeed been very merciful to us. One of the highlights is I'm very excited to let you know that our carpentry and welding workshop actually picked up so much. At least as I speak right now, 10 boys are employed there, and from that they are able to take care of their families. Particularly, I would like to point out Isaac, Yasin, and Alex, who have been able to educate their little ones through the work that they have at the workshop. And as I speak, you will be seeing some of the photos of some of the products that they are making through the workshop. We have a number of community boys and girls who come around and they are learning what to do, and it is really, really helping the community. And also, I would like to let you know that this year we started on building our home as Petros Zoe, and we have at least finished the shell of the ground floor. And so with that shell, we are ready. We are getting ourselves ready to get out of renting, because every year we have been spending about $15,000 on rent, and now we want to start saving on that. We are trusting that God is going to provide again through, of course, our partners who have been supporting us. And we are now desirous of raising about $25,000 to be able to do a few finishes here and there and be able to enter our ground floor and deal away with this whole business of paying rent. And also, I would like to let you know that this year we have been able to put at least 50 children, community children, through school. We are very excited about that. And then also we have taken back about 5 of our teen mothers to school. Now they are attending formal school and their dreams are well on the way. We are very, very excited about that, because it looked like there was nowhere these children were going. But to see that now they are back in school, they are performing well in school, and their dreams are well on the way, we want to thank God for that. And as we have taken back about 50 children to school, we have brought in about 100 young parents who we are economically empowering. We meet with them every Sunday evening. We sit down, talk, be able to save some money. We are teaching them how to save. We are equipping them with certain skills, financial literacy skills, business skills, to make sure that they can be able to take care of their families, because all we can do is to get some money and pay for their children some school fees. But when it comes to school requirements, rent, being able to take care of their children's food and the other things, they need to be able to be economically empowered. And we're doing that with 100 parents every week, and we are seeing quite some success. And also we are taking 50 teenagers through a leadership class that we are calling a Youth Leadership Academy, and we are equipping them with skills to be able to relevantly serve their communities where they come from. I am very, very, very I'm very honored to say that we are lucky, we are blessed to have financial partners all over the world without whom this wouldn't have been possible. So thank you so much, everybody who has supported Petros Zoe this year, 2023. And thank you so much to World Federation of Youth Clubs for exposing us to the world. You have made our work be known all over the world, and we would like to say God bless you so much for the work that you're doing. Bye.
Hannah, I want to say God bless you. I feel like I should go get changed and put a tux on. You look so fine in that video. I am just blown away by everything that you're doing. The images you showed were so incredibly powerful. I know that 2024 is going to be filled with a lot of good and continued work on your behalf. Thank you again, Hannah. Okay, I think I want to turn to Onkagetse. Do I have Onkagetse ready to go here? I got a message in the chat room. Is that we reading that, Abby? Onkagetse?
Yes. Present here.
There we go. Go ahead, brother.
Hello, everyone. Okay, my video is turned off. I don't know. Can it be switched back on? I can't.
Okay, President, I think what you want to do is probably go off mute, come back on, unmute yourself, and then don't worry so much about video. There we go. Okay, now we got you. Go for it, brother.
All right. Okay. Hello, everyone. Okay, hello, everyone. My name is from Boys and Girls Clubs of Botswana. I'm not alone today. I'm with you, words. You can go on, Palisa.
From Boys and Girls Club of Botswana. I excel well at school because of Boys and Girls Club, and I am free to express myself here. Thank you, Boys and Girls Club of Botswana.
Hey, President, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to suggest that you turn your video off. Just turn your video off.
Let me just take it from there. So she's one of our beneficiaries. So let me start from, thank you very much for the opportunity that we are given. Take this time to thank the World Federation of Youth Clubs for the opportunity that we are given Clubs of Botswana. We've grown. I remember last year we were given another opportunity to present about our success stories that we shared last year. So last year we shared about our success story with the American Embassy when we ended the year. So we started the year of 2023 with another big success story from the Unique Charitable Foundation that sponsored our club. So we were at 150 with our kids last year when we ended. Today, our club members, we have close to 200 plus our kids that we are serving in Mahalape. We are in a village called Mahalape, the central part of Botswana. So since we started, we have been receiving a lot of success stories. We also received partnership with the business community in our village, like Botswana Railways is one of the company that we have here in Mahalape. So today they came into our club also to donate toiletry to our boys and girls as a way of still supporting our program. We also did a job shadowing under our healthy lifestyle for our kids, where we took our kids in different departments so that we can have an overview of different professions that are found in Botswana Railways. Then also, we also linked with Broadway Motors. It's a motor company just to have a community service for boys and girls. And we had with our funding from the Unique Charitable Foundation. So our activities that were funded were like mentorship meet up with our kids, having like mentors where they can meet with their mentors, and also having like exchange sessions where the kids will meet with other kids for exchange sessions. Then also we also have the social workers within our club that offer psychosocial support to our boys and girls. And also, under the Money Matters, we managed to identify another potential donor or supporter from the APSA. It's a bank. So at least they're coming once in a month to come and teach our kids on financial literacy. And out of our kids, we managed to open 10 savings accounts for our boys and girls. Then we also teach our kids like survival skills this year under the funding that we got from the Unique Charitable Foundation. And also we had a themed camp, something which was very new and very exciting for our boys and girls, where we had a weekend off where they just went in and did their power hour, do their creative performance, did their art, where they were learning about tie and dye, because in schools they are taught about tie and dye, but in practical they are not learning about that. And also we have some boys and girls who have already excelled very well at school because of the Boys and Girls Clubs of Botswana. I can share one story with one of our boys. He was enrolled within our club last year when he was doing Standard 5. So during Standard 5, he didn't get any award. So beginning of 2023, now we're talking about the cream of the cream of our boys and girls. He got 7 awards at his school. He became the best overall student at his school. And at the school, we're invited also, and also we're given a certificate of appreciation, as they really appreciate the partnership that we work with the schools. And we are now seeing the growth of our kids coming from different schools, especially we started with 1 primary school. Now we're having 3 primary schools, because like the way they just meet, they were just telling each other how are they strategizing partners, meeting with our partners, and improve academic. Then an success story that I can share, we have a sister club partnership. So we had a new partnership.
Ongagete, I'm going to jump in here, my man. And I'm probably going to get in trouble because a man like me not supposed to talk like an African man. But what I love about my African brother is that my African brother can go all day. They are unbelievable. Every one of them is a natural born orator. And I'm going to jump in here, brother, only because we've got 3 other people that we want to hear from. But what you are doing, and you're struggling with your bandwidth over there, but it came through loud and clear. What you're doing over there is an inspiration to all of us. And I really want to thank you. So what we're going to do, because I'm not the boss here, I'm just the guy they brought in to keep things moving along. We all know the real boss is Abby. We all work for Abby. If anybody has any doubt, Kirk's not the boss, Abby's the boss. So what we're going to do, and make sure everyone's got this, I want to go to Abby to show one quick video. Then we're going to go to Gilbert. And then Bo, I saw you had your hand up a little bit earlier. I want to give you a chance only because I got solidarity with the other guys with gray hair on this screen. And we'll go straight for there, okay? So we're going to go Abby, Gilbert, and Bo. Abby, it's back over to you.
Just to let everyone know, we are going to run over just by a couple of minutes, so I hope that you can stay on. But if you do need to leave to head on with the rest of your day, this is recorded and we will be happy to share later. So without further ado, here's a video from the Boys and Girls Club of Ghana.
My name is Isaac Petrukujo from the Kisa Mesifi Medical Foundation, Boys and Girls Club of Ghana. I am very honored and grateful for the opportunity to speak at this year's End of Youth Club celebration, and I extend my appreciation to the World Federation of Youth Clubs for recognizing the Boys and Girls Club of Ghana during this year's award ceremony. Today, I would like to share my story and the impact Boys and Girls Club of Ghana has made in my life. my path to higher education has encountered significant challenges. Despite these challenges, my commitment to education led me to transform these challenges into opportunities. I share my experience and reflections today. I hope to convey not only the challenges faced, but also the ways in which I have worked to overcome these challenges, both for myself and for others. So after completing junior high school, my aspirations for further education faced an uncertain future due to my financial background. To support my dreams, I engaged in labor work at construction sites for a number of months, while my other mates were in school. I met a benevolent man who saw my potential and offered to help me. This opportunity enabled me to resume my studies, even though it was a few days to the end of semester, and I also had to take a daily trek of not less than 5 kilometers to school. Affording books and other materials were also challenging. Despite this, I was consistently ranked as one of the top students of the school and even represented the school in the National Science Olympiad and placed second. I also qualified the school for the National Science and Maths quiz. Upon graduating, this same man continued to support my aspiration, enabling me to pursue a Bachelor of Science degree in Civil Engineering at Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. Unfortunately, my life took an unexpected turn when I got to second year, when this man encounters financial challenges. This was one of the most difficult moments in my life. There were no options available for me other than to drop out of school. But with a timely intervention of KSM Medical Foundation Boys and Girls Club of Ghana, I was able to pay my fees. It is at this moment that I feel loved and cared for. Apart from helping me pay my fees, the club has also provided other support for me and the broader community. One of the ways I received support from the club is through a mentorship program, where I was assigned to a mentor who guided me through my education and social life, and this helped me to achieve academic success. I also received educational supplies in the form of books from the club. The Scholars in Farming program also enabled me to provide sustenance for my family, as well as contributing to the broader goal of food security in my community and beyond. Through volunteering opportunities provided by the club, I've been able to build my teaching and communication skills, and this has helped me contribute to the community in the form of teaching high school students to help them reach their full potential as a fulfilled and responsible citizen who are agents of change in our communities. The club has also supported Asokwa and Konflibo Janu communities to construct 6-unit classroom block and 3-unit classroom block respectively for quality education and learning. With the support of KSM Pacific Medical Foundation Boys and Girls Club of Ghana, I've been able to graduate this year with first class honors. So throughout this journey, I've come to understand the barriers faced by others. The experience of students navigating education amidst financial difficulties have broadened my perspective on the importance of equitable access to education to all. I have not just received support, but I've learned to give support. I'm very grateful to God Almighty and KSM Medical Foundation, Boys and Girls Club of Ghana, and also to all members of the club for their support. I will forever be grateful for the impact they've made in my life. Once again, I express my sincere gratitude for the opportunity to speak at this esteemed event. Thank you for your continuous support.
Well, thank you, Isaac, for that inspirational message. That was outstanding. And I know that God and the World Federation of Youth Clubs and all of your brothers and sisters in Africa and all around the world are going to be looking for your success in 2024 and that of all of the other boys and members of the Boys and Girls Club in Ghana. Okay, let's go to Gilbert now. Is Gilbert still with us and ready to jump up? Gilbert Ishimwe, if I've said that correctly. Did I get it right that you were going to speak? And I'm thinking that I got Gilbert frozen on the screen.
Is Ishimwe?
There he is. He's come to life. Go for it,
yes,
brother.
Yes, thank you. I will begin by thanking you all. Are you getting me? Okay, thank you so much. I will begin by thanking all of you for attending today's meeting. And I also have my deep Thanks for World Federation of Youth Clubs for carrying these organizations that are taking care of youth around the world. And and also I thank our mission advancement Mike for being with us throughout this year. It is something we really appreciate for. For now, what you have achieved this year in terms of success, we have managed to train our teen mothers. By the way, I forgot to tell you, I am the secretary from Kabarono Ginamngana. It is an organization from Rwanda that supports teen mothers. So teen pregnancy in Rwanda, it is a serious concern. Every year we still get numbers of teen mothers who are still getting pregnant when they are still in their studies. So it is a serious concern. We just looked at, we said, let's just contribute what we can for stopping the teen pregnancy, and also by supporting these ones who have got into this trouble of getting pregnant at the early age. So in terms of the success, this year we have added 50 teen mothers on our program, where we support them by training them, the vocation training. So, you know, these ones, they have stopped their studying. So today we are now empowering them with the vocation skills. So these are skills that are helping them to get some income. Now we are training them for tailoring. They make clothes for people, so they can get some income of supporting their daily activities together with their children. So we have now this year trained the new ones who are 15 mothers. And again, we managed to pay for insurance, health insurance for 17 mothers, plus their children, of course, so that they can access the health services in Rwanda. Apart from that, we also developed our website at the level of receiving the donations through the donation link directly from our website. Now we are able to collect our funds through our website, either locally or international. So that is also something we have achieved this year that is going to back our work in the coming year of 2024. So this year also we have partnered with a company here in Rwanda. It is called AfroQueen. AfroQueen means it is a company that is training people on how they do farming of quinoa. Quinoa is a new crop in Rwanda. So we have partnered with this company to launch a program called Health Moms for Health Kids through quinoa. So we intend to train our teen mothers how to do farming of quinoa. As I said, quinoa is a new crop in Rwanda. So we anticipate to get these teen mothers to get skills and knowledge of how to do quinoa farming, so that they can get, and also to take care of the.
But I think you're breaking up. I think we're losing you a little bit here, but I think you have already given us an enormous amount to think about. You know, the issue of teen pregnancy is one that doesn't just affect young Rwandan women and girls. It's truly global, and it's a hard issue. These aren't easy things to do. And the fact that you are taking this on frontally, treating these young girls, women, with respect, with dignity, and providing them all of those services that you mentioned that you do, it's amazing. And on top of that, quinoa. Well, let me tell you, if you can grow it successfully, you guys are all going to be millionaires, because here in the United States, we can't get enough quinoa. Everybody wants it in their salad. It's not a new crop for you. It's a new crop for the world. It actually is something that comes out of Latin America. And I think you're going to have enormous success. I'm sorry that I have to jump in here like this, but I know we want to kind of keep people on time. I also know that I want to keep my job, and I don't want Abby to fire me. So let me go ahead and turn it to Bo for a couple of last words, and then back to Abby.
Hi, guys. Bo Bridges here from speaking to you from Topanga, California. And I have enjoyed so much being a board member of the World Federation of Youth Clubs from the very beginning. And all the contributions by all the youth and the affiliate clubs has been so inspirational to me. And so many of those contributions are music and dance from the children in the different clubs. And I love that, because music is the international language. You don't need interpreters to understand each other. And communication is so important between all of the club members all around the world. And I wanted to give a heads up to everybody that my brother Jeff Bridges composed a song called The Circle Dance, which he has given to the WFYC as our signature song. And we will be creating a film 2 weeks from now. We're doing the film, my brother and I, and we are going to send it out to all you affiliates and encourage you to join with us and join the circle in the dance and create your own example of it. And out of this, we will all make a film together and reach out to the world, because the circle dance, the song, is basically just a dance. So all the kids, you can create your own version of it. And you will be hearing from us very soon with all that. And we hope to get your contributions, and we'll let you know how you can do that. But this has been really great talking to everybody. Peace, guys.
Thank you so much, Bo, and thank you to everyone who participated in today's session. I cannot believe that we are over time. I know you all have so much to do with the rest of your very busy days serving young people, but just from the bottom of our hearts, thank you from World Federation of Youth Clubs. We're going to close out with just a couple of quick messages about some more to look forward to in 2024, and then we're going to close with a message from Kirk. So if you can see my screen, I'd like to invite you to our January 2024 webcast, which will be a session that is all about World Federation of Youth Clubs, what to expect in 2024. And you'll hear directly from Kirk and our staff about all of the wonderful programs and events that we are lining up for you next year. I'd also like to invite you, if you are a woman in leadership at your organization, or if your organization has women in leadership, to join the new WFYC Women's Leadership Alliance. This is an initiative that was started at the end of this year by a WFYC affiliate member and woman leader, Heather Powell, the CEO of Boys and Girls Club of Whatcom County in the United States. Our next meeting is January 26th at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. And if you are interested in attending, there will be more information about that in the follow-up email. I have to take a moment to celebrate and congratulate once again all of the outstanding Promise Award recipients and honorable mentions from this year. If you did not get an opportunity to join us live at the event, I certainly hope that you'll catch up on these incredible and impactful stories on our website and on YouTube, and we'll also include more information about that in the follow-up email. So as we close out today, I'd like to turn it back over to Kirk Dominic, our CEO, who is actually the boss.
Don't believe it. Thank you, Abby. I just want to wrap up real quickly. And first, I want to say, when the idea came around this second annual celebration of you and the idea of having a moderator, facilitator, the first name that came to mind was Ambassador John Feeley. And I think today you got a better understanding for why his name was at the top of the list. I know that Bo Bridges, our award-winning actor, director, producer, has taken note of your ability to take on multiple languages and dialects, and I'm sure he'll be reaching out to you for future gigs. But seriously, John, thank you not just for facilitating today, but what you're doing behind the scenes to help us negotiate relationships with the State Department and others that will benefit the people on this call. Thank you so much.
Real pleasure, Kirk. Real pleasure, and real quick to everybody on this call. I'm going to float out of this room. You know, this is my original dialect. This is my original accent. I'm from New York City. And most of what we say in New York City, I can't say in mixed company because it's got a lot of strong words. But you guys, forget about it. You're amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you, John. And to the 10 or 12 folks who shared today, I'm not going to go back through the names, but wow. I mean, how powerful. And I hope if nothing else, everybody feels a sense of what we're trying to build here. And that is a real global youth development movement. We are becoming a real force, not because of what we're doing in Orlando, but because of what you're doing in your countries and communities. And that was the whole purpose of WFYC. And to see it come to fruition in the way that we have seen it today, I can tell you that our team is more motivated than ever to go out and break down barriers and tear down walls and do whatever we have to do to continue to get you the resources and support that you need. I want to thank those board members from WFYC who joined today. Our chairman, Susan Picaro-Goings, Bo Bridges, who you heard from, Eleanor Steele, Luciano Azum. I bring them up because I want you all in the local clubs to know that these are folks that are dedicating an incredible amount of time, energy, and resources to make sure you're successful. And in my opinion, they don't get enough recognition for that. So I went off script there just a little bit to make sure that you heard from them. And I'm going to say one more thing, then Susan, I'll ask you if you have anything you want to close out with as chairman. We didn't spend today talking about the highlights or accomplishments of WFYC as a whole. We'll do that in January. But what I do want to do is take 30 seconds to brag on the people that make that happen. And so I want to thank the Mission Advancement Advisors, Glenn and Tim and Mike. I want to thank the team that works kind of more behind the scenes in Orlando with Abby and Tony and Daniel. And I also want to take a moment with excitement to introduce our newest team member, Bridget Bryant, who you may see on the screen. We understand that one of the biggest jobs we have to do is to raise our voice about you and bring awareness to the World Federation. And so we've brought Bridget on as a full-time marketing and communications specialist to help us do just that. So Bridget, welcome to the team. Abby, I promise I'll stop rambling now. I do want to turn it over to Susan to wrap us up as chairman if you'd like to say anything.
Oh, I'd be happy to, Kirk. First of all, John, thank you. You did an awesome job. And you were fun to watch in addition to all the wonderful intros to the great guests that we had today and the videos that were pre-recorded. Just incredible. Thank you to Kirk and Abby also for all you did for today, and to Bo for letting everybody know about the circle dance, which is very exciting. But I will say one of the most impactful things for me was when Hannah said, thank you to the World Federation of Youth Clubs for exposing us to the world. And that's our goal, is to bring everybody together. And so we're just delighted that we're being successful at that area. But please, again, as Kirk said, share this with everybody, because the more people we can reach, the more people we can get involved in this. And anyway, everybody make it a great day, okay? Thank you so much, Kirk.